Florida Railroad Museum is the only operating railroad museum in the state of Florida.
All aboard! Tickets please, folks.
What makes the Florida Railroad Museum unique is you ride the exhibits. The train itself is the display. The cars on the train were built in the 30s and 40s. The engine that pulls the train was built in 1951. So rather than looking at equipment on a display track, you actually board the cars, you ride the cars to our Willow shops, where you'll get off and where we do have displays set up.
251 to Trainman, Rick.
Trainman Rick here.
Okay, Rick, we're clear to go south. Pull the pin, please.
Pulling pin right now.
The Floral Railroad Museum is very unique in a lot of respects. One is that we do a lot of the work with volunteers.
Good stop, all stop.
We have 3 or 4 or 5 paid employees, but we have 20 or 30 people that are volunteers that want to make the museum a success. And because they're not getting paid, they're here because they want to be here. They are very dedicated and they do a real good job. We have 4 or 5 old locomotives on the property. And you can see one behind us from 1951 that was given to us by an army base up north somewhere. There are 2 steam engines on the property that we're never going to get running because of the enormous cost. And we have a third one down in Parish at the other end. If they're locomotives, we try to get them running. The passenger cars, we want to run them on the train. We have to modify them a little bit without altering their history. We have to put bathrooms in them. We have to have restrooms on the train nowadays. In the old days, the toilets emptied on the tracks. You can't do that anymore. So we have to put RV toilets in, toilet tanks, water tanks, air conditioning, generators, all that stuff in railroad cars without altering their essential historical appearance.
One of the main cars on our train for open air viewing was once an elephant car. We've since converted it to a passenger coach, and the reminiscence of elephants riding the car still exists today. The tie downs for the elephants are still in the car, and the roof is all buckled up from the elephants' backs. We also have a 1926 coach that was built as a segregated coach in the Jim Crow era.
And we have old UP baggage cars on the property that we've turned into restrooms.
The Railroad Museum's gift shop and ticket office was also a Ringling Brothers car. And the model railroad car was also a Ringling Brothers baggage car.
It's easier sometimes to renovate a railroad car than to build a new building.
So right behind me here is a locomotive built over 100 years ago. It's one of the many displays at the Florida Railroad Museum. The train itself is also the displays, and you can come out and ride the train any Saturday and Sunday throughout the year. You can find us online at www.frrm.org or visit us on Facebook at floridarailroad.com.
I can hear old number 9 as she comes rolling by.
If you come to the Florida Railroad Museum and you want to be an engineer, you can be an engineer.